We are skipping that next year in lieu of doing some brand new workshops. So if you're curious about the workshops, we're doing a breathwork one, a meditation one, and an inversion skill work one. So if you're curious about one of those, any of those, let me know. But we'll be dropping the details on those soon. And yeah, let's get started in child's pose. Let's get moving. So some of you have weights. If you're looking to, I think we've got one more. If someone wants to really commit to 8-pound weights, you're welcome to do that. Yeah, I'm surprised, Dilly. Like normally, where's the 10-pound weight really is what I want to know. Okay. In your child's pose, spread out your fingers nice and wide. Let your hips settle back towards your heels. Weights or no weights, I'll cue it both ways tonight. So you're going to do the best that you can do, and we'll see what happens. So take a deep breath in together. Fill yourself all the way up. Big exhale out. Another breath like that. Fill up. Empty out. One more. Fill up all the way. Exhale all the way. Then start to build your Ujjayi breath. A big inhale with a pause at the top. A long exhale with a pause at the bottom. Just really purposeful with the breathing right from the start of your practice. So if you get challenged by something later in the practice, you know that you can just drop back into the breath and bring yourself back onto your mat. Downward facing dog. Move it around any way you need to in your down dog, but keep building your breath. Come on in, guys. Walk your feet up to your hands. Hang in ragdoll. Press the four corners of both of your feet right down into the floor and pull the pit of your belly way in and up. So your low back and round, yep, up towards the ceiling. And press into your feet. Rise all the way up to standing. Reach through your fingertips. Bring your thumbs to heart center. Set your intention for your practice. Pick one specific thing that you want to stay focused on. And we'll send out those intentions with 3 ohms. Deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull if you've got weights. High push up and pause. Tap your right knee to your right elbow. Left knee to your left elbow. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in together. Push the air back out. Good. 2 more like that. In. Exhale. Last one. Empty it out. Look forward and move. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain rise all the way up. Reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Empty it out. Yeah, really purposeful. Breath in. Exhale. Last one. Empty to the pit of your belly. Step or jump to the head of your mat. Halfway lift with your weights. Fold down. Rise to stand. Big inhale. Stretch up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Push the air out. Yes, breath in. Press your thumbs down on your exhale. Last one. Empty to the pit of your belly. Step or jump, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain rise up. Look between your fingers. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. knee tap, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in, clear it out. 2 more air in, push the air back out. Last one. Fully exhale, move forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down, extended mountain, one more sunny. Reach up and look up, forward fold. Halfway lift with your weights, high plank. Knee tap, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths. In, exhale. Breath number 2. Empty. Last one. Clear it completely. Jump to the head of your mat. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down, chair pose and stay. Sit way back in your hips. Lift and spread your toes off of the mat. Yes, start to wake up your feet. Take breath in. Twist right on your exhale. Inhale, open your arms. Exhale, stay. Back to chair, reach. Twist left on your exhale. Open your arms, breathe in. Stay for the breath out. Good, chair pose, reach. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap on the right, knee tap on the left. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior 1. Step your right foot through. You can have weights in your hands or open palms. Reach all the way up. Chaturanga, low push-up. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side, warrior 1. Step, lunge, and reach. High to low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Empty it out. Good. 2 more. In. Empty. Last one. Exhale completely. Jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. 1 breath this time. Reach. Twist right on your exhale. Inhale. Open your arms. Stay for the twist. Back to chair. Twist left. Inhale. Open. Stay in twist, chair pose, forward fold, halfway lift, tricep pull, high plank, knee tap, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right side warrior 1, step into it, lift your chest up to the ceiling, low push up on your exhale, upward facing, downward facing, left side, warrior 1. Step into it and stretch up. Good, chaturanga, hands to the mat. Up dog, downward facing dog. Big breath in, empty it out. 2 more, breathe in, empty. Last one. Exhale completely, step or jump. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down, chair pose, sit way back in your hips, twist right. Inhale, open, stay in twist. Chair pose, reach, twist left. Open on the breath in, stay for the breath out, back to chair. Fold, halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank, you got it. Knee tap on the right, knee tap on the left, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Warrior 1, right side. Lunge deep, stack your knee right on top of your ankle. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, downward facing, opposite foot. Step it through. Warrior 1, go all the way up to your fingertips. Low push up. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in, empty. Good. 2 more. Breathe in. Exhale. Steady and rhythmic. 1 more. Clear it out. Move forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Last sun B. Chair pose. Reach. Twist right. Inhale. Open. Stay in twist. Chair pose. Twist left. Breathe in to open. Stay and breathe out. Chair pose. Fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one on the right. Deepest lunge on this side yet. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side. Step through. Last one. Stretch the sides of your body up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Hello. Hi. Happy Tuesday. Send your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. Stay here three-legged or flip your dog. Go all the way over. Yeah, and then keep the breath flowing. So whether you choose to move to a wheel, whether you choose to do wild thing and have one toe on the floor like Philomena's got, take up as much space as possible. Yes, Bob. Flip back over, side plank. Plant your right hand on the mat, left hand up to the sky. So you can have a weight in that top hand if you want. Just make sure to stack the wrist over the elbow, over the shoulder. So all the joints are aligned. Now everybody flex your ankles, whether there's a foot in the air or they're both on the floor. Flexed ankles. Nice, Isaac. Spread your toes apart. One more inhale here. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Send your left leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, open your hip. Stay or flip dog. Press into the floor a lot. Use your powerful legs, the fingertips, whatever's touching the ground to help lift the rest of your body up and away from the floor. Take up some space. Nice, Tracy. Squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back. And then flip back over, side plank. Left hand down, right arm straight up. You got it. Create the foundation of the pose first, and then you can change up the leg in the air or a foot in front, whatever variation you like to take. Flexed ankles, spread toes. Yes. One more inhale. Chaturanga, hands to the mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in together. Big exhale out. Step your right foot between your hands for crescent lunge. Big step forward. You're up on the ball mound of your back foot this time, and you can have weights in your hands or open hands up toward the ceiling. Oh, yeah. It's your opportunity to come up for air for a second. Get both of your feet down on the floor. And then lunge it a little deeper in your front leg. Yeah, bring your thigh parallel with your mat. So you're nice and close to the ground for some knee dips. So your options are to tap your knee to the floor or lower it closer to the floor. Go for 5, 4, 3. Keep breathing. 2, 1. Stretch up nice and tall. Hands to heart center. Twist right. Anchor that elbow just outside your knee. You can keep the palms together or open up your arms. Up to you. How's your breathing? One more inhale here. Stay for the whole exhale. Twist. Warrior 2. Unwind and face the other way. So deep warrior 2 legs. And then you want your front heel in line with your back arch or close to it. So you can come down deep into your lunge. Take extended side angle. Front elbow to front thigh or fingertips down by your front arch. Stay low in the lunge in the front leg. Knee right on top of your ankle so the legs can stay as a powerful foundation to the pose. Now take a half bind. Top arm around your back. If the full bind is there for you, a lot of you are already going for it. Front arm underneath your thigh to meet your fingertips. Yeah, Michelle, you're super close. Peel that top shoulder open. You've got one more breath. High to low push-up you go. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. One breath in. Clear it all out. Left side crescent. Step through. Palm under the back foot in the floor. Then notice that it got a little quiet. Just come right back to the breathing. Yeah, so that you're not only holding yourself in the space, but you're also keeping everyone else practicing in the studio and at home on your mat. Knee dips with the back leg. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch up tall. Hands to heart twist left. As soon as you twist, check back in with your feet. It's usually the front big toe mound that'll start lifting off the ground. Plug it back in. Open your arms if that's where you're headed. The front big toe mound in the mat and the center of your front heel down into the floor. Good. One more breath. Stay for the exhale. Twist. Warrior two. Up and into it. You guys are generating a lot of heat, a lot of tapas in here already. I like it. Come down low in the lunge. And then best you can lift the front of your pelvis up to your belly button. Yeah, so your tailbone can point towards the floor. Extended side angle. See if you can keep that lift of the front of the pelvis up towards your belly button. Good adjustments. Take your bind, half or full. Keep your chest wide open. So even if that full bind is not quite there for you yet, you can reach for it and keep the chest open. The space will start to happen eventually as you open up. One more inhale here. Chaturanga. Woof. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Breathe in. And sigh. Last one. Exhale it out. Step or jump, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and stay. Way down in your chair. So far back that the toes get light. You're almost tipping backward. You're right on that threshold of tipping backward. Hands to heart twist right. Open your arms. Bottom arm goes either between your knees or on the outside of your knee. Your choice. Then if you want to take this somewhere else, like a side crow, bird of paradise, or take a bind, the place is yours. Space is yours. Go for it. If you're in the chair twist, keep your toes lifted and spread the fingertips apart. Everybody right where you are. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose. Fold. Good work. First two fingers around your big toes. Definitely bring in the heat tonight. You can bend your knees a little or a lot, then let your head hang. So the back edge of your mat. Yeah. Soft back of your neck. Release your grip. Take crow pose from the front edge of your mat. Traditional crow or a different variation if you'd like. For traditional crow, spread out your fingers super wide and then bring your knees as close as they'll get up by your armpits. Gaze out in front of your fingertips. So when you're shifting forward, the weight is stacking instead of going straight down. Nice control. Everyone squeeze your inner edges of your feet together, even if the feet aren't touching. Yes, Mike, there you go. One more breath. Step or jump, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Empty. Breathe in. Exhale. Last one. Exhale it out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and stay. Down into it. You got to immediately start to pull skin to muscle to bone on both of your legs. Lift and spread your toes. Hands to heart twist left. You know where you're headed. Open your arms. You stay in the chair twist or you pick the different variation you chose on the right side. Toes stay awake so the feet can be fully involved. Yes, Steph. Stay here in the work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose. Fold. Step on your palms this time. Gorilla. Toes all the way up to your wrists. So you bend your knees as much as you need to make that happen. Heavy head. You could shake it out yes and no if you wanted. Release your hands. Crow pose number 2 from the head of your mat. Work on traditional crow. Maybe you're taking an inversion here. You'll have a couple of extra breaths to play around with it, so take your time. Yes. Steady, rhythmic breath the whole way. Look right out in front of your fingertips if you're in the traditional crow. Let your weight shift forward and trust that your arms can support you. Good. One more breath. Step or jump, low push-up. Nice, Paul. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in together. Let it out. 2 more. In. Exhale. Last one. Clear it all the way. Move forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Rise up to standing. Woo, eagle pose. Right side. Right arm under. Right leg over. Yeah, so whether that foot's floating out in space, wrapped around your calf, or down like a kickstand, squeeze the legs, the muscles of the legs in towards center line. Keep your arms bound. Take airplane with your legs. Press that right foot straight back behind you. Eyes out in front of you to help keep your chest lifted. Yes, good adjustments. Then full airplane. Reach your arms straight back. You got it. Pit of your belly in and up to help keep the balance between the upper and lower parts of your body. Half moon. Left hand to the floor or a block. Right arm straight up to the sky. You got it. Flex that lifted foot a lot. Let it help steer the balance of the pose. Good, Brian. One more inhale. Reach both feet to the floor. Eagle pose. Left side. Left arm under. Left leg over. Some of you are stepping into this space where your brain's like, I'm going to make up something about what's happening right now, and it's going to make it more complicated. Get back down into your body in your eagle pose. All you're doing is this one pose. Keep your arms bound, airplane with your legs. Now just this one pose. That's it. Press through your lifted foot a lot. Yes. Full airplane. Then you've got your breath to follow you the whole way and make adjustments as you need. Half moon, right hand down, left arm up to the ceiling. Super helpful to keep the gaze on point, open the pose, and then shift your eyes if you want to shift them instead of doing both at once. Flex your lifted foot. Last breath. Feet to the mat. Standing bow or dancer's pose, right side. So for standing bow, you want your hand on the inside of your right ankle with the soft crease of your elbow facing outward, or a strap if you're taking dancers. Go for it. Soft crease of the elbow faces out. That'll give you the space you need to really pull your shoulder blades onto the backside of your body. Everyone start breathing again. Yeah, so the pose can get a little softer. You can move and shift as you need to. Good. One more breath. Switch sides. Standing bow or dancers on the left. You got it. Eyes on one point. One pose at a time. Steady breath. Resist the urge to hold your breath in the more challenging balance poses. It'll only make the pose harder. One more inhale. Switch. Right side, second set. You got it. Whatever's coming up for you, let it come up to the surface and then choose to stay in the pose. Let that thing take a back seat for a beat, for a couple of breaths, maybe for the rest of the practice. One more inhale. Switch. Last one, left side. The more times you come to your mat, the more times you give a little bit of space between that thing that keeps coming up and your reactivity to it, the more room you'll have around it to just breathe. Press that lifted foot up. One more inhale. Feet to the mat. Good work. Tree pose. We're going to do the hip opener version of tree pose tonight. So right foot crosses your left thigh like a figure 4. Hands at heart center. You can hang out right here and focus on the balance. Step 2, elbows down to your shin. You'll have to stick your tailbone way out behind you so it can start to pull and open through your glute and the side of your hip. This could be the perfect place to stay for you. Step 3, fingertips to the floor or to a block in front of you so you can bring the floor up to your fingertips. Yeah, you might need to bend your left knee a lot, and then Bob's already ahead of us. The arm balance is the last piece. If you can get your hands flat on the floor, you can press the back of your right shin to the back of your triceps and tip forward. So whatever stage you're in, perfect. Stay right there and breathe. Eyes glued to one spot to help keep your balance. You got it, Dalila. Yeah, press your right foot into your tricep more. Yes. Slow and steady. Rise back up. Both feet to the mat. Shake it out. Switch sides. Left foot across the right thigh. Figure 4. Hands start at heart center. Then you work your way through the steps. Hang out where you need to hang out for a little bit longer and stick with the one that works for you on this side. Steady breathing. It helps to bend the standing knee too to get your fingertips closer to the floor. There you go. Yeah. Maybe the arm balance is available on this side. Nice, Ratana. Yeah, sometimes it's like that. It's got to look messy before it looks really cool. Press into your foot, rise to stand. Both feet to the floor. Shake it out. All right, come up to the head of your mat if you're not there already. Extended mountain. Reach your hands up to the ceiling. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull with your weights. High push-up and pause. Right knee to right elbow. Left knee to left elbow. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side triangle. Step your right between your hands. Nice big step to take up the whole mat. And then long straight lines in your body. Long legs, long arms, long sides of your waist. How's your breathing from here? Steady, purposeful, intentional. Now that you've worked a lot of the whatever it is out of your system. Press into your feet, rise up to standing. Turn both feet to face the long edge of your mat and hinge forward. We're doing ninja lunges on this side tonight. So bend your right knee, sink into your right hip, over into your left knee and into your left hip. You keep going at the pace that makes the most sense for you. Could be slower, quicker than your neighbor, but both of them are the right answer. If you're getting pretty low to the ground, you can turn the toes on your extended leg up to the ceiling to shift where the stretch is in your leg. Yeah. Maybe for some, you're like, yep, that feels good. And for others, you're like, that's not for me. Cool, change it up. You've got another breath or two with wherever you are. Get yourself evened out. Rise up to standing. Namaste, front facing forward fold. Turn both feet to face the front edge of your mat and then take a bind behind your back, either hand to elbow or reverse namaste. Square those hips and hinge forward. Soften your toes when you get there. See if you can get down into the big toe mounds, the joint that's right behind your big toe instead of the toe itself pressing down. Yes. Good adjustments. Twisting triangle, left arm down, right arm straight out from your shoulder. Left hand can definitely be on a block to bring the floor a little bit higher. Then twist open to the side of the room. Press your heart right up to the surface of your chest. Yes. You can stay right here or take twisting half moon. You'll shift forward and float your back leg up to the sky. So it'll take scooting the hand or the block a little further forward to catch the balance. Beautiful. One more breath here. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot between your hands, triangle. Left hand down to your shin or that block outside your shin. Worry less about touching lower down, more about long side waist. So putting the block on a higher setting gives you a longer side waist. Choose that. Nice. Add more breath. Press into your feet. Rise up to stand. Side facing wide leg fold. Turn the feet to face the long edge. And then this time with a bind, you can have your hands clasped at your low back or have a towel or a strap between your hands. Hinge forward. Steady breath right here. However far forward your arms come is perfect. You put your attention on your breath. Everybody's got nice soft knees. Yeah, and you can soften them a little more if you want to help coax your tailbone up toward the ceiling. Get it a little bit closer. Release your hands down. Rise up to standing. Namaste, front facing forward fold towards the front edge of the mat. Take your bind. Hinge forward. Do your best to square your hips toward the back edge of your mat. Yeah, and if it feels like they're kind of on a weird angle, separate your feet more left to right so you've got more space to work with. Yeah, good adjustments. It can be even wider than hip width if you want those feet wider. Twisting triangle. Right arm down, left arm straight out. Open up to the side of your mat. Let the twist start at your chest, go all the way down, right below your belly button to the lowest part of your abdominal muscles. So the whole thing twists open to the side. Then stay or twist half moon. Shift forward, float the back leg up. You'll need to flex that lifted ankle as soon as the foot leaves the ground. That'll help lift the leg. Yes, Bob, beautiful. Last breath in, high to push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Think it's a good time for a sigh. Breathe in. Yeah, 2 more like that. Breathe in. Sigh. Last one. Empty it out. Roll out to a high plank. Stack your shoulders on top of your wrists. We've got some options here. We're going to hold the plank for a few breaths. So you can hold the plank just as it is, or take mountain climbers and draw your knees into your nose at your own pace. We'll stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way to the mat. Yes. Locust pose is next. Reach your arms back by your hips, palms face the floor. Then rise up and away. Lift your chest, your shoulders all the way up. Slight tuck to your chin so your neck is nice and long. Yeah, good adjustments. Stretch yourself out as long as humanly possible. Crown of your head to your toes. One more breath. Lower down. Rock your hips left and right to release your low back. Second set, you can stick with locust or choose Superman. Superman, you'll reach your arms out in front. You need to pull in your lowest belly muscles a lot to help stabilize your low back for that one. Press down, rise up. Locust or Superman. Then everybody squeeze your inner thighs together. Go long and narrow. Long and narrow. Beautiful. One more breath. Stretch. Lower down. Hips side to side. Floor bow is next. Bend your knees and grab your ankles. Taking 2. So as usual, if you want to take one leg at a time, that's always an option. Once you've got a grip on the ankles, march them together so your thighs are parallel and then rise up. Press your shins straight back. Straight back. Resist the urge to let them open to the side because it feels like your legs are going higher. Keep them in towards center. Good. One more inhale. Lift. Lower down. Rock it out. Second set. Switch legs or take both ankles again. Press, lift, go. The more you press your shins back, the higher up you can come from the floor. So let the legs do the work in this back bend. Press the soles of your feet up to the ceiling. Lower down. Hips side to side. You got it. We're getting there. Upward facing dog. Rise up off your mat. Press. Downward facing dog. Press back. Look between your hands. Jump through to sit and come down onto your back for bridge pose. Slash your chance to wipe the sweat off your face. Okay, press and go. You want your heels just close enough that you can touch them with your fingertips so you know your ankles are right under your knees, and then go for it. You can have hands clasped at your low back. You can take cactus arms if you've got tight shoulders and this feels like better access to shoulders on the mat. Press your heels straight down into the floor. Yeah, one more inhale. Lower the hips. Take your knees left and right like windshield wipers. Bridge number 2, press down, rise up. You choose the hand position. Squeeze your inner thighs together a lot, like you've got an invisible block there that you don't want to drop. Bring your right knee into your chest. Press your right foot up to the sky. You can stay with the legs straight or pulse your hips up to the ceiling. Go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. You got it. Straight up in the air or pulse. Go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Knees side to side. All right, yogis, it's time. You've been working towards this peak pose. You can stick with the bridge pose or move on to wheel. If you're taking wheel, palms on the mat, fingertips tucked underneath your shoulders, press down, rise up. Go for it. Big open space across the front of your body. Then tuck your chin and lower down. Breathe in together. Big exhale. Number 2, bridge or wheel, press and go. Away from the mat. Plug your big toe mounds into the floor. Tuck your chin and lower. Breath in. Big breath out. Number 3, press and go. Rise up. You just keep coming back to the pose to see what it has to offer. No hesitation. Tuck the chin and lower. Breathe in. Breath out. Press and go. Bridge, wheel, choose, go. Eyes glued right on one spot. Tuck your chin and lower. Breath in. Breath out. Last one. Last bridge, last wheel. Press and go. Press and go. Full expression for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Press the soles of the feet to touch. Let your knees drop out to the sides. Eyes stay open, right up at the ceiling. See what you see. It's your opportunity to sigh, to exhale through your mouth, whatever you've got to do to reset. Happy baby or dead bug. Soles of the feet up to the sky. You can grab the edges of your feet or the backs of your thighs. Both are the right answer. Then you can rock side to side or hang out in stillness. Legs straight up in the air. Squeeze your inner thighs together, long legs. Then interlace your fingers, point your fingers up at your feet. I know I was stuck on this last week, but I'm still stuck on it right now. All right, you're going to lift your chest, little pulses, chest up to your feet so that you can get both shoulders off the mat. Go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the outside of your right leg, both shoulders off the mat. Pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch to the other side. One more set. Pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees into your chest. Everybody's favorite, something that doesn't look hard that's actually very hard. Rock back and forth 3 times. Make your way into boat pose. boat pose. Just one solid boat pose. We're not going to row the boat. So you can have your feet in the air or heels on the ground to stabilize the pose. Hands on the thighs or hands out to the side. Everybody stretch out your collarbones nice and broad. Yeah, there you go. Good. 2 more breaths here. In. Squeeze in on the exhale. Good. 1 more. Squeeze in. Downward facing dog. Make your way there. All right. Building that container from your down dog. Take right side half pigeon, right knee to your right wrist. So if you're facing the floor, create a space for your forehead to rest. You can take the pose on your back as well and cross your legs like a figure 4 and hug them to your chest. Place for your head to rest, either on stacked fists, on the floor, maybe a towel or a block. One last thing for you to hold up. Put your attention on your breathing here. Maybe now that you've burned some extra stuff off of the surface, it's a little easier to pay attention to your breath. Or maybe you're like me and a longer hold in a pose is usually when my brain goes, hey, I have something important to tell you right now. Either way, attention on your breathing. And then when it's not, as soon as you notice, put your attention back on your breathing. Let the tissue around your hips soften up. Not trying to make it be more open or anything at all. Just the shape of the pose and gravity will take care of that. Few more breaths here. You can stay as you are in half pigeon or take king pigeon. You'll rise up and grab a hold of your back ankle with either one of your hands. Back ankle, back foot, sometimes toes. Yeah, grab what you can grab. Steady breathing. Downward facing dog, shake it out. Left side half pigeon, left knee to left wrist, or the pose on your back. Set yourself up so that you can hang out in stillness. And if you find that you thought, oh yes, this is perfect right here, and then 2 breaths from now, you're like, nope, that's not it. Shift and make an adjustment. Save yourself the trouble of thinking, well, I set myself up this way and now I'm just stuck. Just move the pose. Steady, rhythmic breath, loud enough that the person close to you in studio can hear, loud enough that Ratana practicing at home can hear. A breath that gives you space for your hip to open that was not possible in the beginning of practice. This amount of space, this amount of flexibility in both your thinking and your breath was not possible until now. Stay or king pigeon. Someone asked me why it's called a king pigeon instead of just a regular pigeon. I honestly have no idea. So if anyone knows the answer to that, I'd love to know. Downward facing dog, shake it out. Frog poses next. Frog or seated wide leg fold, either way. So if you're taking frog pose facing the floor, make sure that you've got your mat underneath your knees, or at least one on the mat and one on like a towel or a shirt so that it can slide out. If frog doesn't feel great on your knees, you can always take it on your back with your feet against the wall. That'll take the pressure off the sides of your knees. Now that you've made your way into the shape, check in with your hips and make sure they're in line with your knees. Some of you can scoot a little forward or scoot a little back so they're in line. Yeah, good adjustments. Then all there is to do is breathe. Nothing to focus on, nothing extra to do. It's the last pose of the opening section. So while your hips are being opened by the shape of the pose, where else can you create opening? Is the space between your shoulders really tight? Can you soften that? Maybe you're furrowing your brow, your forehead's really tight. Open that. You're holding your stomach in really hard. Let that be a little soft. You can keep integrated the muscles of your abdomen in and up without squeezing it really tight. Few more breaths here. You got it. Frogs facing the floor, crawl forward until your hips touch and then bring your legs together. Yeah, forward and then the legs together. And I say that because if you just draw them together, you could pull your groin muscle and that's not fun. So the awkward dismount is better. Seated single leg extension is next. Right leg out, left heel in towards your right thigh. Two options in the seated fold. Either fold directly over the leg or take a side bend and reach your top arm over your ear. One will stretch more in your low back on the side of your hip. The other, a lot of the stretch will be in your sideways. So you choose what fits best. Point your toes up to the ceiling. Yeah, keep the feet in the pose. Rise up, take gate pose, plant your right palm behind your hip, reach up and out. Up and out and stretch the front side of your body. Lower down and switch sides. Left leg out, right heel in. Fold forward or take the side bend. At least a little bit of a bend in that knee on your straight leg. A little or a lot, depending on what you need. Gate pose, plant the palm, reach up and away from the floor. Stretch the whole front side of your body. Lower down. Seated forward fold. Both legs straight out in front. Fold forward. Wherever your hands land is perfect. If you want to add stretch to the back line of your body all the way up into your neck, let your head hang down towards your knees. That'll stretch the back of your neck. Tabletop or reverse plank. Plant your palms behind your hips. Fingertips face the front edge of your mat. Front edge of your mat, then rise up. If you're taking tabletop, it's bent knees and flat feet, planks, long legs with your toes pointed down. Good. You can drop your head back if that feels okay for your neck. If it doesn't feel so hot, you can tuck your chin and look down the front side of your body. Good. One more breath. Lift, lower down. Come down onto your back. One last time to get upside down. You can take any inversion you'd like to take. So headstands and handstands. Now's your chance. You can take waterfall with your back on the floor and your legs in the air, or shoulder stand by way of plow pose. So you'll start with your legs back behind you to get your hands based on the low back, and then take your legs up to the sky. Yeah, and that way you're just doing one thing at a time, and you can create a stable foundation of the pose first. No matter what inversion you've chosen, keep your gaze locked on one spot. Instead of moving it around or twisting your head side to side, just one spot. Steady rhythmic breath. No matter what the pose, steady breath. Headstands and handstands. You've got another breath or two, and then child's pose. Shoulder stands can make your way to plow if you're not there already. Long legs behind you. Hands can stay on your low back, or you can reach back for your feet if that feels comfortable for your neck and your shoulders. Yeah. Plow to deaf yoga. Bend your knees, hug them on the sides of your head. Slowly lower down, bone by bone, piece by piece. Hug your knees into your chest when you get there, and give them a squeeze. Supine twist. Drop your knees to the right, twist, and look to the left. You can straighten out your top leg if you want and stretch your IT band on the outside of your thigh. Up to you. Supine twist, opposite way. Supta Baddha Konasana. Press the soles of your feet together. Press the center of your heels together. If you're in studio, you have a cold eye towel by the head of your mat. Shavasana. Let your legs go nice and long. Stretch your arms out by your sides. Take one last breath in. Fill yourself up and up and up. Exhale it out. Let your entire body rest easy on your mat. Deepen your breath. Bring some movement back into your hands and your feet. And plant your feet on the floor and rock onto your right side. And with your eyes still closed, press down and rise up. Take a comfortable seat. Inhale, reach your hands overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. We'll finish up practice together with 3 final ohms. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Bring your thumb knuckles to forehead center. Thank you all coming into the studio despite the rain, signing in online, and making the practice happen. Namaste. Good work, everybody. All right. If you borrow towels of any kind or your eye towels, all of those towels can go in the hamper just outside the studio door. If you borrowed a block or anything like that, just leave it up here on the floor so I know which things need to be sprayed off. Have an awesome rest of your night, and hopefully I will see you soon.